Lego zombie.
Can we do something that's not a zombie?
But it's something different. It has a Lego zombie.
Yeah, but I don't think I can imagine that. I'm thinking that I'm not inspired to do a zombie Lego thing, so I probably wouldn't come up with a good story.
A Lego robot that can fly and the kid's family didn't even listen to him, and they thought that it was just his imagination.
Okay. This was the story of Johnny. Johnny was a kid, exactly like your age, 6 years old, and he loved Lego. And Johnny lived in a two-story house, so his bedroom was on the first floor. And he would sometimes fall asleep with Lego next to his bed. And one day, just as he was falling asleep, he started hearing a tap on the window. And he was like, well, that's strange. I'm on the first floor. Who could it be? And so he thought, oh, maybe it's a bird, and he just ignored it and went to bed. Well, the next day he didn't think much about it. And again, he had a Lego competition because he was very active with Legos. So he took all of his Legos around town and showed them off and met new friends that also loved Lego. And then finally came back home. He did his homework. He helped her a little bit around the house and had dinner, brushed his teeth, and it was time to go night night. And as he did sometimes, he was putting away his Lego toys with this room closed, and everybody was already going to sleep. So he was about to go to sleep when suddenly, and he remembered the last night. He thought, again, my window, that's weird. But this time he wasn't in bed. So he went to check it out. And guess what he saw?
What?
A flying robot. He was outside his window and he waved at him. And he was like, whoa. And so he opened the window. And the robot said, hello, Johnny. And Johnny said, you know my name? And the robot said, oh, yes. I've been studying your Lego creations. They're quite amazing. And Johnny said, oh, you know about my Lego? Yes, said the robot. And I came to visit you just because of that. Sure, I can show you my collection. And the robot said, oh, no need. I already know about that. I checked the pictures on the internet from your competition today. You did quite well. Then why are you here? Said Johnny. Well, you see, I'd like to be a Lego creator myself, but I'm a robot, so I'm not allowed to have Lego. So I was hoping that perhaps you could gift me just one single Lego brick. And Johnny said, yeah, sure. And he grabbed the first brick he could and he gave it to the robot. And the robot said, thank you, Johnny. Good night. And took off flying. And Johnny stood there in the window for a while, thinking, nobody's going to believe this. So he went to sleep. And the next morning, Mommy, Daddy, guess what happened? What, Johnny? A robot came last night to my window. He tapped on the window and he asked me for a piece of Lego. It was awesome! And his dad said, oh, Johnny, that was a really cool dream. And Johnny was like, no, Dad, you don't understand. This was not a dream. He really did come. And it was a real robot. And he asked me for a piece of Lego. And his mom said, oh, kids have the most creative minds. Ah, said Johnny, you adults don't understand. I'm sure my friends at school will believe me. And so he went to school. And he had a friend named Pain. No, Pain, no, Pain, no. He was named Dane instead of your friend named Bane. So he was named Dane. So he went to his friend, hey, Dane, guess what? I have something to tell you. And Dane said, oh, I have something to tell you too. And so Johnny said, well, what I have to tell you is huge. It's the most incredible thing ever. And Dane said, well, mine is even better. Really? Tell me about yours first then. Guess what happened last night? Oh, did a robot come to visit you and knock on your window and ask for a piece of Lego? And
No.
Dane was like, what? No. I was allowed to have pancakes for dinner. That was amazing. You should have seen it. My mom allowed me to have pancakes for... Shut up! That's nothing! I have to tell you about my stuff. My stuff is way better, said Johnny. A robot came to... Yes, I know. I heard you just said it. What kind of thing did you have for dinner last night? I don't remember, said Johnny. But a robot came to visit. Don't you understand what this means?
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what Dane said. What? And Johnny said, I don't know. I just wanted you to tell me. What's going on here? And so Dane said, oh, I have to go. Class is starting. And Johnny was like, oh, nobody leave me. And so at night, Johnny prepared a bunch of Lego pieces and put them by the window, hoping that the robot will come. And sure enough, at night, he opened the window and said, hello, robot. Hello, Johnny. So, I told everybody about you and nobody believed me. And the robot said, yeah, I expected that. That's why I don't need to hide. Nobody will believe you, so it's fine. By the way, would it be too much trouble if I asked you for just one more piece of Lego? And Johnny said, sure. Take all the Lego you want. He showed them the tray. And the robot said, this one. Thank you. And took off again. And Johnny was like, whoa. And so, the next morning, he tested his parents. Mom, Dad, I have to tell you something. Sure, Johnny, what is it? Well, last night, the robot came to visit me again. Oh, Johnny, sweet guy. It's okay, Johnny. When I was a kid, I also had imaginary friends, said the mom. And Johnny was like, no, Mom, this was real. He wanted my Lego. Of course, Johnny, it's okay. Get ready for school. And Johnny was like, oh, grown-ups. And so he went to school. But this time he didn't even try to tell Dane about it. Instead, he was ready the next night. And the next night, the robot again. And, hello, Johnny. I just wanted to visit you. And Johnny said, are you sure you don't just want Lego? And the robot said, ooh, that would be lovely. Thank you. And so Johnny brought up a tray with lots of different Lego pieces. And the robot said, I'll take this one tonight. And he took off running. And so this kept happening for many weeks. Every single night, a new piece of Lego. And after a while, Johnny was running out of Lego. But he couldn't stop giving Lego to the robot because it was the coolest thing ever. Well, as it turned out, there was the Lego Championship of the World, and Johnny was invited to participate. But now he had very little Lego, so he had to come up with something super awesome to win the Lego competition, and he didn't have much Lego. So he built a super awesome car, but it was very little, and he went to the competition. And then the judges started seeing the different competitors. Oh, Jennifer, let's see what you built. And Jennifer had her Lego under like a blanket, right? And she lifted the blanket, and it was a beautiful Lego volcano. Wow, everybody clapped. Good. 8 points for Jennifer, said the judge. Okay. And Peter, show us what you have. And Peter lifted the blanket off on top of this Lego, and it was like a beautiful bridge with buildings around. Wow! And everybody clapped. Oh, so cool. 7 points for Peter. And Johnny, what do you have? And Johnny lifted the blanket, and it was a little car. Oh, Johnny, that's a cool little car. Do you have anything else? Said the judge. No. Oh, okay. Clap, clap, clap. 6 points for Johnny. And then, guess what? Johnny's worst Lego enemy, the super competitor, his name was Roland instead of Nolan. His super Lego competitor was next, and he had something rather tall. And so the judges went to Roland, and Johnny was looking attentively. I think he's going to win this time because I ran out of Lego because of that robot, but it's so cool. All right, Roland, what do you have for us? And Roland lifted the blanket, and guess what was in there?
What?
The robot. It had been Roland's evil plan. He was the one sending the robot every night to Johnny's bedroom to steal his Lego. And he used all of Johnny's Lego to build like a superstructure for the robot, like a cape or something. I don't know what it was, a backpack or something. And Johnny recognized every piece of Lego that the robot had been taking every single night for the past few months. And so Roland gave Johnny a look like a smile. And Johnny was like, "Damn you, robot!" And Roland won the competition. And that's the story of the robot that built the Lego. The end.
I don't really like that story so much because only one, and I was expecting someone else to win, so it would be even better.
Sometimes stories don't end up the way that we like them, but we can turn them into better stories because you can think that then Johnny learned his tricks, and so he went into his computer and he was able to hack the robot. So he took control of Roland's robot, and not only did he make the robot return all the Lego to Johnny, but also he turned the robot into, it started behaving like a chicken. So then every time Roland wanted to show his robot that he built, the robot would start clucking, wobble, 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 and everybody would laugh at Roland, and nobody would take him serious. So that's the real ending of the story. But that happened after the competition. Is that a better story now?
Yes, now it's better.
All right, time to go name it.
Now it's a funny story.
Yes, with the chicken robot. Name it.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.